Hi guys, I'm back and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna declutter my makeup collection. So today we're just gonna chat. I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. It's Sunday, it's sunny, and I'm just gonna show you how I declutter my makeup. And it started because I don't have a ton. My collection is not as big as the one you see on YouTube. But for a normal person, if you see my collection, you'll think, oh my god, that's a ton of stuff. And it started to get a bit overwhelming because I couldn't find some of the things I like. It started to give me anxiety, and suddenly putting my makeup on wasn't as fun anymore because I have to go through a ton of stuff that I didn't like. So I decided to be very strict on this video and get rid of things I'm not using. So let's get started. Now these are all my foundation. This is the Revlon ColorStay Whip Foundation that I love and adore. So I have two and I have a backup. Of course I'm gonna keep these two. Then I have my Vitalumiere Aqua from Chanel. I love this one. I'm gonna keep it. Ooh, that's not going in there. This is going this way. My Makeup Forever HD stick. I use this a lot for filming. The Lumi Cushion from L'Oreal. I'm gonna keep this one. I love this one in the winter time. Then I have the Fermina Complexion Rescue, which I only use on the winter time, but I love. Then I have my Almay Clear Complexion, which I adore. This is one of my favorite drugstore's foundation. And the last one is this Wonder Beauty. This is called the Flash Focus Hydrating Stick. I don't really like this, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. Then we have powders. I have two Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I lose the cap of this one, and this is a fairly new one that I'm traveling with. I'm gonna keep this too. Laura Mercier loose setting powder. I like this. I don't love it, but I like this. I find it a bit dry, but I'm gonna keep it. The next one is this e.l.f. sheer powder for the under eye. This is tiny, but it's really handy to travel with. Then I have this Givenchy powder. I'm just keeping it because this was limited edition and I love the packaging, but I don't use it that much. And then I have the original RCMA no color powder. I don't like this. I don't use it that much, so I'm gonna give this one. It's completely new, but I'm gonna give this one to a friend. So next we have concealers. You guys know I love, this is my favorite one, the Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Dark Circle Roller. I have two. This one is almost done and this one is new, but I'm keeping these two. This is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I recently picked this one in Sephora and I really like it. I use the shade Custard, same as this one. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I love this even more, so I'm gonna keep it. Then we have this Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is just too old, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. As these two also for Maybelline. These are the Lumi Touch, I believe, but I have way lighter shades and these are very old, so I'm gonna put this into the trash. Then I have the MAC Prep and Prime in the Light Boost. I don't like this at all. This settle into my pores awfully, so I'm gonna give this to a friend. And then when I used to have acne, this was my skin saver. This is the Laura Mercier, the Secret Camouflage in SC3. This is amazing. I'm always gonna keep one of this in my makeup stash. Now let's do bronzers first, or the latest one I bought is this HOOLA Quick Contour Stick from BENETINT that I love. I'm gonna keep this one. Then we have the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I adore this one too, so I'm gonna keep it. I also have the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, this famous bronzer that I love, but this is completely dry and this has 6 years, I think. So it's time to say goodbye and throw it to the trash because it also started smelling very weird. it lost its signature scent, so it's time to say goodbye to this one. This NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder. I used to love this one. This was my #1 bronzer from the drugstore, and this is very old, very old, so I'm gonna throw this to a trash too. Then I have my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light. I love this one. This is my #1 bronzer, so of course I'm gonna keep this. HOOLA Benefit, I bought this, I never use it. I'm gonna give this one to a friend. The next one is the Ciate London Olivia Palermo. This is a duo, a blush and a bronzer. I don't really like this. This is just too pale for my skin, but I have a friend that loves this, so I'm gonna send this one to her. Then I have this Tata Harper Contour Cream thingy. I never used this. I didn't like the texture. I think it was too sheer, so I'm gonna give this to a friend too. Then this is the Ciate Park Avenue Princess. I love this one to contour my nose, so I'm gonna keep it. And the last one is this little Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer that I actually use as a shadow and I love, so I'm gonna keep this one too. Now let's do highlighters. Let's start with the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I love this, both the bronzer and the highlighter. The bronzer actually works more like a contour for me. The shade is pretty neutral. I have 2 palettes of the Kevyn Aqua Neo highlighters. One shade is, this is a Hada, which is the darker one. And then we have a lighter shade, which is Ibiza. That looks like this. Love these two. These are very subtle, but I love that. Same as the Hourglass, very subtle, but very pretty. 3 beautiful shades. I love this one, which is Incandescent Light. I'm gonna keep that one. Then I have this ColourPop highlighter in Smoking Whistles. I don't really use this, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. Then I have 3 highlighters from e.l.f. This one is Moonlight Pearls, this one is Blush Gems, and this one is Bronze Glow. I really don't need the 3 of them, and I really like the shade of this one, which is Blush Gem, because it's a bit more burnt and bronze, I guess. I'm only gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna give this to a friend, because I don't use them that much. Then I have this Pixie highlighter, which is a duo. I don't really use much the blush shade, but I love the highlighter, and I love that it's really small and compact for traveling, so I'm gonna keep this one. Then I have this Physicians Formula powder palette in Translucent Pearl. I used to like this, but now I found this too powdery, so I'm not gonna keep this one. I'm gonna give this one to a friend. Then I have the Tata Harper highlighting in Very Illuminated. I love this. I love this during the winter time, but it started smelling very weird, so I'm gonna sadly I'm gonna throw this one away. Then I have a little sample of the What's Up from Benefit that I adore. I'm gonna keep this one. This is the Too Faced Candle Glow Highlighter in Warm Glow. I love this. This is beautiful. This is definitely one of my favorite ones. I'm gonna keep it. The next one is a cult classic, the Mary Luminizer. I love this highlighter. It has a beautiful golden champagne, more champagne. And the best is that it's so fine that it doesn't emphasize any texture or wrinkles in your skin. I have this Champagne Split from Becca Cosmetics. This has a blush and champagne pop. I don't usually use much of this blush because it's very pale for my skin, but I love champagne pop, so I'm gonna keep it. And then I have this Becca Shimmer Skin Perfector in Opal. This is the creamy version, and I love this too, so I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, now let's do blushes. I'm gonna start with this Marc Jacobs Lines Endless Night. This is one of my favorites. I'm gonna keep it. Love this one for summertime. Then I have this e.l.f. palette, only blushes, which I love. I actually use all of them. Then I have this Chanel, which is a limited edition. I usually love more orangey burnt colors, so of course I'm gonna keep it. Then we have this Steven Klein palette from Nars. I don't get much use out of this because this is so big, it's always hidden, but I love it, and hopefully now that I'm organizing, I'm gonna get more use out of this one because I love all the shades, so I'm gonna keep it. This is Coralina blush from Milani. I don't use this that much, so I'm gonna give this to my cousin, which I know she loves. Then I have 2 Benefit blushes, Coralista, which I mostly use in the summertime, and Galifornia, which is their newest one, and I use it more. This is a pinkier shade, and I use this mostly on winter time, so I'm gonna keep this too. two Tata Harper cream blushes. The first one is very charming, which is pink and more blue tone. This one is my favorite. And the other one is very nice, which is much warmer, but I love this one too, so I'm gonna keep this one. Then we have this Color Pop in Fruit Stand. I never use this blush. It looks kind of scary, but it blends beautiful into the skin, but I really don't use this, so I'm gonna give this to a friend. Then I have this Makeup Forever HD blush in the shade 315. I love this. This is kind of like a terracotta shade that looks so beautiful in my skin, and actually this looks exactly the same as my absolute favorite #1 blush. This is Peachtwist from MAC, and they look very much the same. This is just like the creamy version of this one. And I love the MAC one because it just gives me the most beautiful sun-kissed glow. It looks almost like a terracotta coppery shade. And when I use this, I don't need much bronzer on my skin. I love this shade. And nobody talks about this, so this is my #1 blush. Then we have this Hourglass blush in Diffuse Heat. This is a beautiful shade, but I don't use this much, so I'm gonna give this to a friend that I know that loves that shade. Then I have Illamasqua Powder Blush in Excite. I love this one. This is a very beautiful orangey corally shade. Then I have this MAC. This is called Frankly Scarlet, and I bought this because I saw Tanya Bird using this in one of her videos and I thought it looked amazing, but it doesn't look that pretty on my skin. I think she's much more pale than I am, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. Then we have the limited edition Dior blush. I love it. It's peachy, corally. Love this one. I'm gonna keep it. Then I have this beautiful corally shade from Milani. This is called Coral Cove, and I love this texture. This is one of the blushes that lasts the most on my skin, so I'm gonna keep it. My beloved BENETINT. I have gone through probably 3 bottles of this tint, and I usually layer powder blush on top of this one, and it makes them last all day long, so I'm gonna keep it. Another cream blush from Estee Lauder. This was a limited edition from, I guess, 1 year ago for their summer collection. I love this shade, so I'm gonna keep it. And this is the last one, which I had. This was my birthday gift from Sephora I got in the US. This is Party, and I like it because it's muted, perfect when I just want a hint of blush, so I'm gonna keep this one too. Okay, now glosses, which is actually the thing I use the most. I no longer use this 3 Maybelline ones, so I'm gonna give this 3 to a friend. This just jumped. I don't use this much. This is a matte liquid lipstick. This has an amazing texture, but I just don't like the shade, so I'm gonna give these 2. These are from the Body Shop, to a friend. This one from Smith & Co. This is brand new. I don't use it. Friend. This Pixie gloss. This is a very dark shade, so I don't use this. I'm gonna give this one to my mom. This is just too old. Then I have, I think most of these ones I want to keep. Let's see, no. This is the Patent Pout from Seattle, London. This is a very creamy gloss, and I don't like the shade, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. The same as this Magic Pout Potion from Seattle. I don't even know what this does. I tried it once and I didn't like it, so I'm gonna give this to a friend. The new Lancome Matte Shaker in this shade, which is not my cup of tea. I don't like it. I love the texture and I love how it feels, but this is just not the right shade for me, so I'm gonna give that one away. This Revlon lip gloss I love, so I'm gonna keep. YSL lip gloss I love. My Dior lip gloss in Cosmic, love. These 2 from Smith & Co. I love. This one is Her Name Bubbles and this one is Fade the Sun. This one is awesome. I'm gonna keep. My 2 Juicy Shakers from Lancome. This is in the shade Freedom of Peach, and this is Wondermelon. I love them. A tiny sample of this Makeup Forever gloss, which I'm gonna keep. This is a gloss from Seattle. These 2 are way too sparkly for my test. I'm gonna give this to a friend or to my niece. This e.l.f. lip oil gloss I love. I'm gonna keep it. This one is the Estee Edit Gloss. This one is supposed to make your teeth look whiter. That doesn't happen on me, but it plumps and it fills in the lines beautifully and is amazing as a glass topper too, so I'm gonna keep that one. Same as this one. These are the ones from Victoria's Secret that I use as chapstick and love. And then we have this Lancome gloss, which is so beautiful and iridescent. Love this one as a gloss topper too, as a lipstick topper too, so I'm gonna keep that one. So now let's start with lipsticks. I have these two matte velvets from Nars that I love, so I'm gonna keep these two. Then I have these two Lancome Shine Lovers. This is a beautiful fuchsia, and this one is a pale pink, but I don't use this too often, so I'm gonna give these two to a friend. My two lipstick queen lipsticks. This one is in Saint Fire Red. I love this one. This is very orangey, and this one is a Frog Prince, which is the green one that turns pink on your lips. I love this too, so I'm gonna keep them. This is the Body Shop. This is perhaps the only matte lipstick I wear, and this is in the shade Honolulu Pink Matte. I love this one, so I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep all my 4 Revlon lip butters. Then I have my 2 YSL vinyl creams. This one is the red one and this one is the pink here. I absolutely adore these ones, so I'm gonna keep them. The same as these 2 e.l.f. hydrating lipsticks. This one is Velvet Rope, which is my favorite shade of red, and this one is a beautiful orange called Orange Dream, which looks like this. So I'm gonna keep them. I have this e.l.f. lipstick, which I don't like the shades for me, so I'm gonna give this one to a friend. It's brand new. This is the Almay Smart Shade Butter in the shade Red Light. I love this. No one talks about this, but this is very similar to the lip butters, and I actually like this shade a bit more. It's a really wearable red, so I'm gonna keep it. Then I have this Wonder Beauty dual lipstick in, I think it's called Nikki Beach. It has a beautiful pale shade on this side and a warmer fuchsia on this one. Love this one. I have my only Tom Ford lipstick in the shade Matthew. I really like this, but strangely I use this more as a blush, so I'm gonna keep it. This is a tiny Burberry lipstick in the shade Military Red, which is their cult classic. I don't use this much, but I think this is so cute. I'm gonna keep it. I have this Wonder Beauty Balm, which I like, and I also love to use this one as a cream blush on my cheeks. And I have these Wonder Beauty Carry On crayons, which are very handy, but I like them, but I don't really use them much. So I'm gonna give these two to a friend. So now let's talk about eyeshadows. I barely use any eyeshadows, but my favorite palettes are these two from Seattle, London. So I'm gonna keep these two. I have this old Color Shock cream shadow from Kiko that I have never used. It looks very beautiful, but it's kind of sheer and very sparkly, so I'm gonna give this to a friend. Also this ColourPop shade. This is called Girly. This doesn't have any payoff at all, so I'm gonna give this to a friend. Then I have 2 Down to Earth palettes from The Body Shop, and I actually like this one because this has way more lighter shades than this one. So I'm gonna keep this one and I'm gonna give this one to a friend. These 2 also from e.l.f. I think this one is too cool tone and dark for me, so I'm just gonna keep this one and give that one to a friend. The same with this 2. I like this one more. These are the eyeshadow Best Friend eyeshadow duo. I'm gonna give Peach Squad to a friend. Those are new, and I'm gonna keep T for 2. I also have 2 cream shadows from Wonder Beauty that I don't use much, but I'm gonna keep them because these are very easy to use. I also have this shade from ColourPop that I adore, and this is called Lovely. This is the most beautiful golden with a lot of shimmer, almost metallic. I have the Infallible from L'Oreal in the shade Ice Latte, and I love these ones to use in the inner corner of my eyes and sometimes even as a highlighter, so I'm gonna keep this one. This is my MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre that is new and I love. This is Eye Color Stick from The Body Shop. Very sparkly. I like it, so I'm gonna keep it. Same as this one from NYX, which is called the Jumbo Eye Pencil in Ice Mocha. I love that shade. And then I have this little mini 5 shadows from Dior. I'm gonna keep it. This might be handy when I travel. Then we have the cult classic eyeshadow Pale Barley from Burberry. And then I have this quad from MAC, which I only have 1 shade and I forgot the name, but it's a very pale brown, perfect to use as a transition shade. Okay, and the last ones are eye stuff. So let's get started with the current mascaras I'm using. This one is the L'Oreal Mega Volume Miss Baby Roll. I love this one, so I'm gonna keep this one, the same as the Better Than Sex and the Hello Lashes from It. This is new, I haven't tried it, so I'm gonna keep it. I have a backup of the Anastasia Brow Definer. I'm also testing the Eat Brow Powder, which this is supposed to be a universal shade, but I think the shade is too warm for my eyebrows, and I don't like the shape of the pencil. I'm gonna give this one to my sister. I know she likes this one. I have 3 Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer from Maybelline. 2 of them are new. These are backups, so I'm gonna keep this one, this 2, and this is the one I'm currently using, so this is going in the pile. Then I have 3 Marc Jacobs Highliners in 3 brown shades, 2 of them matte and 1 shimmery. The one that I love the most is actually a shimmery one, which is this one. This is Rococoa. But these are amazing to use in the waterline if you want to make your lashes look bigger. I love these ones, so I'm gonna keep those 3. I have this old Smashbox contour sticks. I think these are very good, but I don't use them as much, so I'm gonna give these 2 to a friend. I have this little Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara that I love, so I'm gonna keep that one. This is the e.l.f. primer. I love this one, I'm gonna keep it. And then I have a bunch of eyeliner. This one is just too old. This doesn't even exist anymore. This is from Revlon, and this was the photo ready kajal. It had a nude on one side and a green eyeliner on the other. This is going into a trash. This is MAC Teddy, a beautiful brown eyeliner. I'm gonna keep it. This is a black eyeliner from Nars, which I don't like because I think it smudges very easily, so I'm gonna give that to a friend. I have another Kiko eyeliner that I really like. I'm gonna keep this one, 2 other Kiko ones, the green one, and this is my favorite because it's another coppery but a bit more coffee, so it doesn't make my eyes look weird. Love this shade. I'm gonna keep that one. My favorite brown eyeliner from Rimmel. This is from the drugstore. I love that one. And the last one is this Wonder Beauty. This is a gel eyeliner in bronze brown, and I love this shade, so I'm gonna keep this one too. Oh, this is everything I'm giving away to friends and family, which is a lot. And then this little pile here are the things that are very old and I'm throwing out. Final result, I ended up with 2 empty drawers over here, and basically I'm going to show you this very quickly. I have my sunscreen here, I have some face mist and my beauty blender and eye drops here, makeup brushes, all my lip stuff, lip glosses on top, lipsticks below, favorite lipsticks, and here I have my mascaras and favorite eyeliners and brow stuff. And in my first drawer I have all my primers here. I use these Muji organizers, then concealers and foundations over here, semi-organized, all my bronzers over here, powders, and just some little tools and 2 backups of my favorite foundation from Revlon. Then over here I have all my blushes in this case. I can even fit one more. All my highlighting palettes over here with some more tools like pencil sharpeners, and then all the other highlighters I own. And in the back, which this is the thing I use the least, all my shadows are in here. So everything is organized, and this is how it looks. And happily I still have some more space for new makeup that I'll be testing in the next weeks. Now I feel like I have my makeup collection under control, that I'm happy with all the stuff I have, but I'm gonna do another declutter on Christmas before I fly back to Colombia to see what things I'm not using in between those months, and those things are gonna go again to friends and family, and make sure I just keep my makeup collection as small and tidy and organized as possible. Hopefully you get inspired by this. Organize your makeup, organize your skincare, your clothes, whatever you need to organize, and give the stuff you don't need to people that are gonna definitely use it and enjoy it. And that's it, guys. All my links to my social media will be down below, and subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!